Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So today I will talk about mobile database. What is a mobile database? Mobile database is a database that can be connected to a mobile computing device. Either you use your mobile device for any platform such as Android, iOS, or Windows. And the most important part is our database is physically separate from central database server. At the same time, reside on mobile device and must have a capability for communication purposes with a central database or others mobile client from remote site. And the last one is capability to handle all local query without connectivity. So this is all the definition about a mobile database. Why mobile database? We have here we have four elements. The importance of mobile database is required. For the first one is number of smartphone in use around the world already passed in billion. So this is a very lot amount. And the next one is next billion device could be reached within less than 3 years. So it means that you can imagine that within 3 years. So the number of device can be more within 3 years only. The next one is more business move toward employee mobility compared to previous maybe mobile device is only for communication purposes, but right now mobile device is not only for communication purposes, but that one we can use as a tool to do anything. For example, through mobile device also you can watch YouTube channel. Through the mobile device also you can install any application such as for banking application, airline application. So this is why mobile database is required. And the last one is powerful lightweight computing device and low-cost mobile connectivity. Pave the way for data-driven application. So this is the common for element why mobile database is required right now. Now we look how mobile database communicate with our client server. The basic is very simple. You imagine that your mobile device as a client. And another part, we have a database. So from the client, you submit any query, and through the network, any related data from mobile database, we reply to you as a client side. This is the process. You can see that we have a mobile client here. We have a query submission. This is internet. We have a server system. You can see that we have a database here. And the process is here. Server side, query processor, search any related data. And then this is a query search back to the user as a client. So this is a simple step. Client server, mobile database. This is a peer-to-peer mobile database. This is quite different to the client server database. So this is more to peer-to-peer mobile database. When we talk about P2P mobile database, the database maintenance activity are distributed among clients. So this is, you can see that we have more than two database. We have we have only one database. So this is a we call as a peer-to-peer. So it means that we have more than one client. So this is a communicate each others, and then all the data is actually control or store in a single database. So you can see here a client that want to access a piece of data send a request to other aspiring client, and they forward the request until the data is found. So this is how to differentiate between peer-to-peer mobile database and client-server mobile database. But the major problem in this model is ensure the availability of the data. So this is the problem compared to a client-server mobile database. Now we go for the characteristic of mobile environment. So the first characteristic of mobile environment is restrict bandwidth. Of course, we need for the internet connection. So means that restrict the bandwidth of wireless network. The next one is limited power supply, limited resources, mobility and disconnection. Of course, if you do have any connection, automatically you can't access any data from the database. So that one is a characteristic of mobile environment. Of course, we need for the internet connection, of course. When we talk about mobile database, this is the common database approach right now. We have a structure, we have a semi-structure, and we have a NoSQL. When we talk about the structure, of course, you know MySQL, Postgres, Redis, MongoDB, and so on. So this is example for the structured data. And how about semi-structured? We have XML, we have a JSON. This is the common technology has been used in mobile database. And the next one is Firebase. I believe all of you know about the Firebase because I also believe most of you have Gmail account. So from that, you can easily access to the Firebase. Now we talk about the structured data. So when we talk about the structured data, this is a common example for the structured data. We have a MySQL. MySQL is an open source, multi-thread, and easy to use SQL database. And quite similar to PostgreSQL, also open source, powerful. Relational database is highly customizable. So this is a comparative comparison between MySQL and Postgres. We have others, Redis, MongoDB. You can see that this is open source, low maintenance, key or value store, and MongoDB is actually used JSON as a document database because of flexibility and scalability. How to choose a correct mobile device. So before you choose any mobile database, the most important, you need to choose based on your specification requirement. Before you come up with any mobile application, of course, you have a requirement. So you need to know you need to know your requirement before you choose mobile database. When your application needs, you can see that. When your application needs, so this is your requirement. Maybe for CRUD operation, the most, maybe for CRUD operation, you can see this is recommended database. Maybe you can use DB and MongoDB. Let's say for others one, we can see that MySQL, for example, for complex transaction, compatible database type, of course, relational database. As you know that the performance of SQL statement, SQL query for relational database is quite efficient. Of course, this is suitable for complex transaction. So you can choose that MySQL. So that's why the most important part is you need to know your requirement. Then, based on your requirement, you choose a correct database. The next one is semi-structured. When we talk about the semi-structured data, this is example for semi-structured XML. So this is a standard XML structure. So this is, we have a XML tag. This is all the attribute. You can see that we have a last name, maxis. And the second one also same. We have a written code, we have a last name, and we have a hit. So this is all. What the different compared to structured data? So you can see here, this is semi-structured. You can see that the parameter or something we call as an attribute is not similar compared to others. Not 100% similar. You can see that we have a last name here, we have a last name here, we have a written code here, but for the first statement, no written code. So this is a comparison between structured and semi-structured. Also same with JSON. JSON is actually stand for JavaScript Object Notation. So this is a standard tag-based format for representing structured data based on JavaScript object syntax. This is almost quite similar like XML, but the syntax is a little bit different compared to XML. And the next one is NoSQL. The example of NoSQL is a Firebase. As you know that Firebase is a service which is provided by Google. And sometimes this is also good for Google Cloud Database. Why NoSQL? This is the advantage of NoSQL. Build better application, improve app quality, and grow your business. This is all the benefit using Firebase as a mobile database, better database, faster application, and the last one is free to start. No need to pay. You can build any application. You can connect directly to Firebase without any fee. So this is for the first, of course, free. Like say you have more than certain data, you can pay. So this is a Google strategy in marketing. Okay, so that you know the basic element of a mobile database. You know the common type of mobile database. We have a structured, we have a semi-structured, we have a NoSQL, and you also know how to choose a correct mobile database based on your requirement. So I hope you can know the correct database before you come out with your mobile application development. So that's all. Thank you.